Please share with us your initial reaction when you first discovered you were pregnant with your first child.
The fact that I was a mother, the first-time mother at age 36, so I think that when I first heard I was pregnant, it was a quiet contentment. David and I weren't sure we would become parents, but when we were told that we would be, I just knew that God had a special role for me.
Well, actually, with Jacob, Carolyn, and now with this new third baby, it was really a mix of joy and excitement. I think we were planning to have the baby, and also of shock because I think it happened a lot quicker than we had expected.
Well, I was very young when we got married, so it was. But even though I've always loved children, I didn't know exactly what to expect. I thought it was kind of fun. I found out that it was a lot of work, and there's a lot more to it being a parent than I thought originally.
Okay, we know it's been a long time, but what was your initial reaction when you first discovered you were pregnant with your first child?
I was actually relieved because when I got sick or felt sick, I thought I had a terminal illness. And so when I found out I was pregnant, I was relieved.
I was actually very surprised and shocked because we were trying for a while, and when we didn't try, I got pregnant, so I was really excited after that.
Please share with us one sacrifice you have had to make as a mom.
I think there are a lot of sacrifices, but I think one that kind of encompasses it all would be control, losing control of my time. My days are now filled with gymnastics and soccer and park days, and maybe control of the remote control. It's all about Dora and Rescue Heroes now, and probably control of sleep, lack of sleep, not being able to sleep, the kids coming in every 2 to 3 hours in the middle of the night, waking us up. So I think through it all, I've learned really to just trust in God and give Him the control in life and in ministry.
Well, I think as a parent, you have to sacrifice practically everything for your children because they're very dependent upon you for everything. So you sacrifice your time, you sacrifice, everything else in order to do for them. But I think probably don't feel so much that it was a sacrifice because you love them and you don't mind doing all these things for them.
I think the sacrifices that I make now are more in time because the priorities are my kids and what I need to do for them. So I think in terms of sacrificing, my needs come last.
One sacrifice I had to make is probably losing my sleep and watching TV and just being a couch potato, because nowadays it's just really hard to get enough sleep and just to lay around and do nothing.
What was one sacrifice you have had to make as a mom?
That sacrifice would be related to my career. I stopped working when the kids were young, but things worked out, and when I did go back to work, I changed my careers, and I'm actually happier now with the job that I have.
Please share with us one instance your child had embarrassed you.
I had a hard time with this one. I don't know if it's because the kids never did anything that embarrassed me or because I just blocked it out of my memory, but I guess I remember one instance about 1.5 years ago. We had taken a family trip to Scottsdale, and we went to a zoo where they had a little tram, and if you know Carolyn, she's really small, but when she screams, she could like break glass. So we were sitting next to this elderly woman who was maybe about 60, 70 years old, and Kara got upset and screamed really loud, and the lady jumped and like nearly fell out of the tram. I didn't know whether to laugh or to move to another part of the tram.
I guess I could just think of a few, not too many. Both my boys went to college out of town, and they had a habit of also bringing friends home. There was one incident where a girl asked to come visit, and so my son said that he would be hosting a girl for one weekend. And she was at another friend's house for the sleeping accommodations, but we said we'd go out to lunch together. Just as we were pulling the chairs away from the table, my son said that we're not dating. And that just came out of the blue, and I was embarrassed not only for the girl, but I guess for my son. That was it.
There were a lot of instances, but this one was really embarrassing. We were at church, and I was wearing some really loose pants, and Jordan, my first child, hid behind me, and then he kind of just pulled my pants down, and yep, that was embarrassing.
There are multiple times, but overall, I think it's mostly when he has tantrums in public, and I think that's a little bit embarrassing as a parent.